You know, it's not like I dislike parking lots or anything. The actual experience of a parking lot, especially at night, is pretty meditative. You know, it's a liminal space for sure, and there's always something poetic about them. Liminal spaces, that is. It's just they're all weird, right? And this building does need to be able to support this complex, I guess, does need to be able to support a shit ton of people when it's in session. So it makes sense that there would be a huge amount of space for that. And it's not like it's terribly strange that the parking lot would go to sleep. You know, lots of things go to sleep. It's just strange, our car dependent culture. I don't dislike cars generally. I just would prefer that it wasn't the only option. And I mean, something like this is a pretty viable option for a lot of people. If you throw some panniers on there, you can do grocery shit, and you know, dashers and stuff like that. Make it all the more easy for people who don't have cars to get by in today's modern world, if you can afford that. It's just, you know, public transport is a cool thing too. You know, cars are cool, public transport is cool too. If there was like a tram that came here, or a trolley that came here, and you reduced the parking lot space by, I don't know, 60% minimum, you just devoted half the space to dealing with the trolley situation, then this whole area could become way more walkable. You could have you know, smaller business park, and as well as, you know, a university. Smaller like little nodes that are interconnected, rather than gigantic cancerous nodes that are very far apart, and the only way to get between them is to have a car. That's really where my problem comes from. And I've experienced the other side of the situation. I used to live in Ukraine, and Ukraine has amazing post-Soviet infrastructure, trains and trolleys and marshrutkas, like little vans that people go in. And I get that a lot of people don't like that. There's something also, you know, when you're dealing with crowds in America, crowds are like in the hundreds of people, and in the hundreds of people, your monkey brain feels like it should know everyone, but you don't know anyone. But when you're in a crowd of thousands of people, your monkey brain no longer processes it that way. Your monkey brain turns off, and it's like, oh, I'm surrounded by a cacophony of people, and I don't have to like care about every individual in this space. I can just like go about my day. I'm just one of the masses, and no one else gives a shit either, because there's too many people to give a shit about anyone in particular. So it's completely different ballgame when you're dealing with that number of people. One other thing, I think the person to whom I'm replying, I think they may have a strange bias when it comes to what they think about cars and car safety. If it was just you on the road, what you're saying is correct. What you're saying is correct. It's all about rules and and applying those rules and knowing what rules to follow and what rules to break and when you can break them and why you can break them. And that's how I operate when I'm on a fucking bike. You know, I don't follow all the rules because it's pointless to. And I would be the same in a car or a motorcycle or whatever. You know, I follow the rules that make sense to follow. When you're at a different speed, different things make sense, and etc., etc. But the thing is, when you're driving a car during the day, the whole situation is different because it's not just you. You have to deal with the fact that other people are fucking retarded, and you have to constantly be aware of your surroundings, hyper aware of your surroundings. Otherwise, you're gonna be looking at something expensive when someone does something really fucking retarded, and you have to deal with that. That's the problem. That's the reason I don't deal with driving. Is you know, I could pass the test if there was no one. If there was no one else around. But when I'm in a car and I can't see what's to my sides, I can't see what's behind me well, I barely know what the fuck is going on. And at any point, if I so much as graze another person, or collision boxes just happen to touch, holy shit, that's a huge problem. It's a huge fucking problem, you know? Someone might go out of bounds, something crazy might happen. So I don't like it. I can't deal with it. I can't process it. I'm appreciative for those who can and do. And as far as I'm concerned, dash your tips is hazard pay, because it's a fucking clusterfuck nightmare when it's daytime. During the night though, it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice when you're like one of the few, if only, vehicles on the road. Because then you don't have to worry about that shit. You don't have to worry about any of that shit. You just have to worry about what you're doing. It's not like I like forcing things either. But I guess when I'm on my manic high kind of phase, I have lots of things to do, and then when I am in my depressive mode, it's like nothing. So I don't know when this burst is over. Probably gonna be a little while before I post again. Generally, that's kind of how it goes.
And I know the scientific explanation is whatever it is, you're feeling certain things, your brain is doing some kind of reset, and your consciousness has to interpret those sensations in some way, and it puts together a narrative as best it can based on those inputs. My dreams have never been so I don't know. I mean, I've had dreams that make no sense in any context, as far as I can tell. But I had this dream like over a year ago now about Wendell Charles Naismith. I told him about it. And I was in this huge auditorium, and I was watching Wendell Charles Naismith videos with other people, and the context for this meeting was it was like a spook club, NSA, CIA, FBI, something of that effect, and the point was to study this because it was important. It wasn't that it was important for like catching Wendell or whatever, but like the techniques that he was using were being studied for demonstrating what like to look out for, I guess. And it was sponsored by Nike. And everyone who came and watched the videos and took notes or whatever got a gift bag with these sparkly Nike shoes that were like high technology. Of course, I went to the meeting. It felt like I was in college or something, too. I told him about this dream. He replied, "Your sons and daughters will prophesy, your old men will dream dreams, your young men will see visions." Is this a good thing, too? Is this a good thing or a bad thing? Had a lot of dreams where I'm like waking up from a VR environment, where I pull this thing off of my face, off of my true face, and I am out of the environment, and this is the dream. And this dream is nice in comparison to, with regard to things like capitalism, where here it's like kind of laissez-faire, and most people are able to do, some things they like. They're able to do some things they like. And they have choices that they can make in their own lives. In this other place, it was like capitalism has gone so far that, the purchase and sale of individuals is normal and expected. And the digital expression of individuals, the permanent physical existence of things have all been commodified. So you can drink this video, you can like open it like a can of soda and pour one out for your friend, and they would understand this experience all for $5 or whatever. And in this other place, Walmart is gigantic, just fucking massive, with like a sentinel army of eyes and robots, and they have like history, what are they called, archaeologists, who they enact a law, and then they use all of their resources to cause it to occur. So ownership rights are like a huge deal, and something like the what was it called? The mining pools were considered correct, but the what was it? The thing that sold, the thing that you used to, but Mount Gox or something. Mount Gox was considered a scam, and not only was it considered a scam, but they were like, well, we're gonna fix this problem. We're gonna go back in time and do a merged fork, reversing history, so Mount Gox never happened. And because of that, everything is different. They had to recompute all of these hashes. They had to figure out who actually had which Bitcoin addresses, and so they computed history backwards in time to figure out who all these people were. And that's like what we're living in. That's the kind of dreams I have. Dreams that make reality seem less real. And this last night I had two very different dreams. One was on a starship, and there was arguments in favor of sending kids to be the crew, because the kids have this sense of wonder, and you can design things smaller, and the naivety, and it was rejected, and instead they sent a crew of men, and literally men, into the great unknown, and it all went very bad. There was all kinds of murder and death among the crew members at some point, and there was like stuff that appeared to be blood on the walls where we turned on the lights, and it was just cheese sauce. It's just cheese sauce. It's not blood, it's cheese sauce. Nacho cheese blurted all over the walls. But there was a door down into the basement where the bad stuff happened. But the entire fucking ship was a wreck. It was like, the idea of one of those college dorm fraternity parties or whatever, and you just let loose a bunch of fucking drunk retards and they just trash it. That's what happened on the ship. And there's like a radiation leak or something. It was a bad experience, and it was like, wouldn't it be better just to like fucking destroy this thing? Can't let this keep happening. And there was no respect at all. There was just a complete lack of respect for anything. And this other dream I had, it was terrifying. You ever have that sensation that your skin is made of rubber and your bones are made of plastic? No, not really. Well, imagine that your skin is made of rubber and your bones are made of plastic. And now imagine that those joints are fusing together, that they're becoming undone, that your arm is bent straight, and it becomes so straight that this becomes one single bone, and your fingers likewise, they are forced into a straight position against all will, and there's nothing you can do about it as the joints themselves fuse, and then it collapses. Your hand is pulled into a stump or a ball, and the bones themselves collapse. Do you believe that there is such thing as free information? And I saw someone asked this question to the person in front of me, and they said, yes, it seems to be that there's free information. And this entity was less a man and more a raccoon, wearing a suit, standing on two legs and quite tall. He said that there wasn't, that you were wrong, that he was wrong, and that there's no such thing as free information. And with the brush of his hand, this person was pulled into the bottom corner of the wall, squished and pulled under the wall, and as if pulled by a chain or something, and their entire being was just right into the bottom of the wall. And then he asked me if I thought there was any such thing as free information, and I said I have to say that I don't believe it, that there is such thing as free information, but I'm not sure why. I'm not sure how that works. I don't really understand. Because it seems that there is. It seems like you can just close your eyes and information comes. You can hear things, you can smell things, you can taste things, and You can even perceive with your eyes things, even with your eyes closed. But all light is energy, right? And all energy is whatever. Free information is like, if it's not free, then what is the cost and how much does it cost? I don't understand. I don't exist in that place where any of that makes sense. Maybe that's why I'm here and choose to exist here, because I don't understand. I think most people don't take dreams seriously. They brush them off, and I take them too seriously sometimes. I think about it. I think about this experience of this raccoon man telling me that all information has a cost, that there's no such thing as free information. And then I say something like, well, then everything I have is a gift. And that's obviously true. It's just obviously true, right? It's like, I don't deserve what I have and the experiences I have. Not that all the experiences I have are great. Even the bad experiences, I wouldn't be experiencing anything if it wasn't for the